In this video, we'll concentrate at this question, which says express the following set in roster form. Now, roster form is the set which is represented by listing the elements. Let's go to question 1. So, if you look at question 1, it says x is equal to, x is such that is the letter of the word Mississippi. So when you're writing this one in roster form, what we need to take note of is that this word, which is Mississippi, it's supposed to be listed down by using what? Commas. So now when you are writing in the roster form, make sure that your set is in small letters, the numbers are in small letters, again that's being separated by commas. Again, you're not supposed to repeat the letters. So this word, which is x, is such that x is the letter of the word which is Mississippi. Now let's write this one. So we start by writing M, comma, then the next one is what? S, comma, then the next one is what? P, comma, then the other one is what? I. Just like that, without what? Repeating the what? The letters in a given word. So let's go to the second question. The second question, it says b is equal to x is such that is a prime factor of 30. So meaning that in this question we need to know what are the prime numbers. So prime numbers are numbers that can be divided by itself and 1. So what are those prime numbers that we know by ourselves? So the prime numbers that we know by ourselves, it's 2, 3, 5, 7, then what? Then 11, then 13, then 17, then 19, then 23, then 29. So all of these are what we call prime what? Numbers. Now since these are the prime numbers, but the question is saying x is such that x is a prime factor of 30. So now let's look at from the prime numbers that we have, the numbers that can enter into 30 without leaving a remainder. So what are those numbers? We have 2, it can enter into 30 without a remainder. Then 3, it can enter into 30 without a remainder. Then 5, it can enter into 30 without a remainder. What else? These are the only numbers that can enter into 30 without a what? Remainder. So these are what we call prime factors of 30. Let's go to the other question. So the other question says c is equal to x is such that x is the root of x cubed minus 4x equal to 0. Remember that you are writing this into roster form. So since we are writing this into the roster form, what you need to do in this question is that you need to solve this equation. So when you're solving this equation, let's look at the one which is common here. We have x cubed minus 4x. So the one which is common is what? X. Then when we factor out x, you're going to remain here to what? X squared minus what? 4, then equal to 0. Such that x is equal to 0, then x squared minus 4 equal to 0. Then what you are remaining with here, it will be x squared minus 4x. So this is the difference of what? 2 squares, meaning what? X minus 2, again x plus 2 equal to what? To 0, like that. Then you say x minus 2 equal to 0, then x plus 2 equal to 0, meaning that x is equal to 2, then x is equal to what? Negative 2. Now, since we have been asked to write this set into the raster form, what do? You say c is equal to, now we get all the values of x. C is equal to negative 2, 0. You start with the smallest then, just like that in short. Then negative 2, c is equal to, x is equal to negative 2, then 0, then what? 2. So we are done on this one. So this is how you answer that one. Now let's go to the another question. So the other question says x is such that x is a member of natural numbers. So they've said that x is a member of natural numbers, okay? But the condition is x squared is greater than 9. Then x cubed is less than 130. So what you need to do in this situation is you need to list out the natural number, since they've said that x is the what? Natural number. So let's look at the natural numbers. Remember that the natural numbers are counting numbers. So what are the counting numbers? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, up to infinity in short. Like that, right? So since we have these conditions, which is x squared is greater than 9 and x cubed is less than 130. So we need to look for natural numbers that when we substitute where there's x is supposed to suit. So if I get 1, I put where there's x squared, it will be 1 squared, which is 1. So meaning that 1 is greater than 9. So that one, this one here is not qualifying, because they're saying 1 is greater than what? 9, which is not what? Qualifying. Then you get 2. Again you get 2, which is squared. Well, I'm substituting where there's x here. So when I get 2, I put where there's x there, it will be 4 greater than 9. Which is it true that 4 is greater than 9? Which is false. So again 2 is not what? Qualifying. You get 3 again, you put there, here is 9. So is it true that 9 is greater than 9? So that is false. So meaning that 3 is also not what? Qualifying. So if both of them are not qualifying in this situation, so what do you do in this situation? We go to the other number, which is what? 4. Now let's go to 4. When you go to 4, you have 16. This is true that 16 is greater than 9. Now when you get this 4 again, you put where there's a cube there, which is cube, x cubed is less than 130. So let's put that 4 again there. You have 64. So this is true that 64 is less than what? 130. So you start, d is equal to, you start with what? 4, because 4 has what? Qualified. Then you go to the other one, which is 5. If I put 5 where there's squared, it will be 5 squared, 9 there, which is 25. So 25 is greater than what? Greater than 9. That's true. Now you get again that 5, you put where there's cubed. So, which is 5 cubed. What is 5 cubed? So, if you say 5 cubed, that is 1 point what? 1.5. So, 1.5 is less than what? 130. That is true. Again, you put what? 5. How about 6? If I get 6, it will be 36. Yes, 36 is greater than 9. But when you put it there where there's cubed, if I say 6 cubed, if I say 6 cubed, you shall see that the answer that I'll find, it won't be greater, it won't be less than what? 130. So the only numbers that qualify are what? Are 4 and what? 5. So these are the answers that we are looking for. Now let's go to the other question, which is this question. So if you look at this question, it's saying E is equal to x, is said that x is equal to a to the power 4 minus 1. Then they're saying n is the member of what? Natural numbers. And the natural numbers are supposed to be n is less than what? 4. Now what are those natural numbers? The natural numbers that are supposed to be less than what? 4, which is 1, 2, then 3. You're not supposed to end at 4 because here there's no what? Equal to. So in this situation, you say x is equal to where there is n, you start substituting with natural numbers which are less than what? 4, which is 1 there. You put there, this is 1 minus 1. What's the answer? This is 0. So the first one is 0. Then you do the same thing again. You put 2. So if I put 2 there, that is 16 minus 1. You have what? 15. That's the second one. Then the third one, you put 3 there, which is 81 minus 1. Then you have what? 8. So meaning that the rest of form there to be what? To be 0, 15, and what? 8. That's all. So that is the what? The answer.